Hello, my friend. I am now 80 years old. My life has been full of ups and downs. I was once strong and energetic, working tirelessly day and night. But now I understand that what truly matters is not how long we have lived, but how we have spent those years. Some people remain healthy, sharp, and joyful, even at 70 or 80, while others struggle with illness, pain, and a constant feeling of weakness and discouragement. I believe this difference is not due to fate, but rather the daily habits we maintain. If we take care of ourselves properly, old age does not have to be a time of suffering, but rather a peaceful and precious phase of life. I want to share with you the lessons I have learned over the years, simple yet essential habits that I believe everyone over 70 should maintain for the rest of their lives. These are not difficult or extraordinary things, but small, practical actions that can help us stay healthy, reduce illness, and most importantly, preserve our independence and freedom. And the first habit, the one I remind myself of every single day, is keep moving, even if just a little. I have lived for 80 years, and if there is one thing I am certain of, it is this. A body that does not move will deteriorate much faster. When I was younger, I never thought about this. My legs were strong, my arms were powerful, and I could work all day without feeling tired. But before I realized it, old age crept in. My body was no longer as agile. If I became lazy and sat still for too long, my limbs would stiffen, walking would become difficult, and fatigue would cling to me. I have seen many of my elderly friends become weaker because they stopped moving. They avoided walking, avoided exercising, thinking that resting more was good for them. But in reality, the more they lay down or sat still, the faster their bodies weakened. On the other hand, those who kept up a habit of gentle movement every day, whether it was just walking around their yard or doing a few simple exercises, remained healthier and more mentally alert. Scientific research has shown that just 30 minutes of light exercise per day can significantly reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, and even extend lifespan. I am not talking about intense workouts, just gentle, age-appropriate activities like slow walking, tai yoga, or even light household chores such as watering plants, sweeping the yard, or washing dishes. These activities not only keep the body moving, but also bring joy by allowing us to do something useful. One simple exercise that I have made a daily habit, and I strongly recommend you try, is practicing standing up and sitting down. Just hold onto the edge of a chair or table, stand up, then sit back down a few times. This helps strengthen leg muscles and reduces the risk of falls. At our age, a single fall can change the course of our lives, so keeping our legs strong is essential. You see, life is movement. If we do not move, our bodies will deteriorate and diseases will come more easily. So, keep yourself active every day, even if it's just slow steps around the house or a few gentle stretches in the morning. Do not let your body age faster just because of inactivity. Eating moderately, avoiding too little or too much. The second thing I want to talk about is eating properly, which is one of the key factors in staying healthy as we age. Unfortunately, I have seen many elderly people around me make two major mistakes, either eating too little or eating too much. Some people are so afraid of illness that they eat very little, barely half a bowl of rice and a few sips of soup, thinking that this will help their bodies stay light and disease-free. But in reality, eating too little deprives the body of essential nutrients, leading to weakness, muscle loss, and a weakened immune system. I have seen many elderly people become frail, unsteady on their feet, and prone to dizziness and fatigue simply because they were not eating enough. On the other hand, some people believe that since they are old, they should indulge in rich foods, eating lots of meat, fatty dishes, and sweets, thinking that this will give them strength. But this puts a strain on digestion, increases the risk of heart disease and high blood pressure, and can lead to obesity, diabetes, and even strokes. So, what is the right way to eat? Here are a few things I have learned. Eat a balanced diet, but not excessively. Every meal should include vegetables, protein from fish, tofu, or lean meat, and a moderate amount of carbohydrates. Avoid too much fried, salty, or sugary food. Drink enough water. As we age, we may not feel as thirsty as before, but our bodies still need water. Staying hydrated prevents dehydration, constipation, and helps maintain kidney function. Avoid eating too late. Our digestion slows down with age. Eating late at night forces the stomach to work harder, leading to indigestion and poor sleep. It's best to have dinner before 7 p.m. And if needed, have a light snack like warm milk or a piece of fruit. Remember, eating is not just about survival. It is about living well. Don't eat too little and become weak, but also don't overeat and harm your health. Eating properly is a form of self-care, ensuring that each day is a healthy and energetic one. Getting enough sleep and improving sleep quality. I still remember when I was young, sleep came so easily. I would lay down and drift off without a second thought. But as I grew older, I realized that good sleep was no longer guaranteed. Some nights, I would toss and turn, struggling to fall into a deep sleep. Other times, I would wake up in the middle of the night and stare at the ceiling, listening to the ticking clock until morning. Older adults do not need as much sleep as the young, but sleep quality is crucial. Doctors recommend that seniors get 6 to 7 hours of sleep per night. However, what matters most is not just the number of hours, but whether the sleep is deep and restful. A good night's sleep helps the body recover, reduces stress, and improves memory. If sleep is poor and fragmented, we wake up feeling tired, sluggish, and drained. So how can we improve sleep quality? Here are a few simple but effective methods I have found. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Our body has an internal clock, and sticking to a routine helps regulate sleep naturally. Avoid screens before bedtime. The blue light from phones and TVs disrupts sleep patterns. I stopped watching news before bed and instead listened to calming music, which helped me sleep much better. Drink warm milk or herbal tea before bed. A warm cup of milk relaxes the body and makes falling asleep easier. If you don't like milk, try chamomile or lotus tea. I want to emphasize this. If you suffer from chronic insomnia, don't ignore it. It may be a sign of underlying health issues like high blood pressure, diabetes, or anxiety. Listen to your body and seek help if needed. A good night's sleep doesn't just keep us physically strong, it brings peace to the mind. How we start the day depends on how well we slept the night before. So, treasure your sleep, so that every morning you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to embrace another beautiful day. The fourth thing, maintain social connections. Avoid isolation. When I was younger, my life was busy with work, family, and children. At that time, I didn't think much about loneliness because I was always surrounded by people. But as I grew older, I realized one thing. If we don't actively maintain our relationships, old age can become very lonely. I have witnessed many elderly people gradually withdraw from social interactions, not wanting to meet anyone or have conversations. Some think that their children and grandchildren are too busy, so they shouldn't bother them. Others feel reluctant to socialize due to poor health, hearing loss, or weakening eyesight. However, self-isolation is the most frightening thing. It not only brings sadness, but also affects both mental and physical health. According to scientific studies, elderly people with active social lives can live an average of 7 years longer than those who are lonely. So how can we stay connected with others? I have tried a few things and found them very effective. Meeting children, grandchildren, and friends at least once a week. There's no need for anything grand. Just sharing a meal or having a simple conversation can bring warmth. If my family is busy, I take the initiative to call them first and remind them to visit. Don't hesitate to reach out because sometimes just a gentle reminder can make your loved ones remember and willingly spend time with you. Joining senior groups and clubs. I started participating in exercise clubs and senior citizen groups in my neighborhood and realized I wasn't alone. These gatherings and shared activities bring me joy and a sense of belonging to a community. If you have religious beliefs, visiting a temple or church can also bring peace while helping you connect with like-minded people. Talking and sharing emotions instead of keeping them inside. When I feel sad, I no longer keep it to myself. Instead, I confide in friends and family. I've realized that simply expressing my feelings makes my heart feel much lighter. I want to remind you, don't let old age become a time of loneliness. If we open our hearts and stay connected with those around us, we will find that life still has so much joy to offer. Remember, warmth doesn't come only from family ties, but also from old friendships and daily shared stories. The final thing, stay positive, avoid negative worries. As I entered old age, I realized that my mood greatly affected my health. If I constantly worried about the past or the future, I would feel exhausted, lose my appetite, and struggle to sleep. On the other hand, when I kept my mind at ease and peaceful, I felt healthier, and each day became much more enjoyable. Studies have also shown that those with a positive mindset tend to be healthier and live longer than those who are frequently anxious. I understand that no one can completely avoid sadness in life, but what matters is how we choose to face it. There are things I cannot change, so instead of feeling sorrowful, I've learned to accept and let go. I no longer regret the past or fear the future. I focus only on what I have in the present. Every day, I set aside a little time for things that bring me peace. Sometimes it's simply sitting quietly, taking deep breaths, listening to an old song, or reading a favorite book. I also keep myself engaged with small joys like tending to my garden, writing down my thoughts, or chatting with friends. These simple things help me see that life still holds so much meaning. Perhaps the secret to a healthy and peaceful life isn't something complicated. It's simply keeping our hearts light and unburdened. If we can smile every day, even just a little, then that day has been worthwhile. Old age is not an ending. It is a time to slow down and fully appreciate life's simple joys. If we can maintain 5 key habits: gentle exercise, balanced nutrition, sufficient sleep, social connections, and a positive mindset, then aging will no longer feel like a burden, but rather a peaceful and valuable stage of life. I believe that while no one can escape the passage of time, we can choose how we live so that each day brings us happiness and meaning. As long as we learn to love ourselves, take care of our health with ease, and keep our hearts open, we can lead a fulfilling and joyful life no matter our age. If you found these insights helpful, please leave a comment or share this video with your loved ones. You never know, your words of encouragement and care might bring warmth to someone's journey through old age. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so we can continue learning, sharing, and supporting each other every day. Wishing you a peaceful and healthy day. Cherish every moment of life,